The top 5 deadliest extreme sports. Big wave surfing. To count as big wave surfing, the wave should be at least 20 feet tall. There are so many hazards to this sport that you may not think of. First off, waves this big are extremely powerful. In a big wipeout, surfers can be pushed 20 to 50 feet below the surface. The waves are the biggest risk to surfers, due to being held down by the waves. Surviving one wave is challenging enough, and surviving 3 is almost unheard of. When it comes to big wave surfing, all waves are strong enough to make even a sandy ocean floor feel like concrete. Street lurging. Street lurging was originally developed when skateboarders realized they could lie down on their boards to go faster. It has since evolved into its own sport, with more refined boards specific to this sport, boards that don't have brakes. Because your body is flat when street lurging, there is little to no wind resistance, which helps the rider to go faster down the road. However, because the rider's body is so close to the ground, it's easy to hit body parts against the pavement even just by simple steering. The most common injuries in street lurging are bruises, broken bones, or dislocated joints, although there are no dependable statistics yet about death. Cave dive. While cave diving isn't an adrenaline-spiking sport, it is definitely among the most deadly. Consider this: you're 100 feet deep in the ocean, and you're in a cave. One wrong move and you can't just swim to the surface. You have to exit the same way you went in. When cave diving, you deal with getting lost, running out of air, enclosed spaces, getting stranded in darkness, or dealing with issues due to underwater currents. The margin of error is minuscule, and while the hazards may seem obvious, people still manage to make mistakes all the time. Free solo climbing. Free solo climbing is rock climbing alone and without any protective gear. It all comes down to pure skill and crossing your fingers. As one could guess, falling is the most common reason for injuries or death. But there are a lot of things to factor into the reason for falling. Even if you're the best climber, you can't account for changes in weather conditions, loose holds, or falling rocks. Base jumping. Base is an acronym for buildings, antennas, spans, and earth, aka the structures you jump off of. This insane sport consists of jumping off a fixed structure, as described in the name of the sport, and either parachuting or wingsuit flying to reach the ground. While you may not be falling as far as you would if you were to skydive, you have significantly less time to deploy your parachute and a nearly invisible margin for error. Due to the dangerous nature of this sport, it is illegal in most places of the world, with few exceptions.